This is entitled Hold Up Our President's Hands. It's a correlation you'll see from the Bible. I'll give you those scriptures at the end. You can't fight a spiritual war with political tools. You're just not going to win. So we must tool up with spiritual weapons. That's where we must begin. The president is not just fighting bureaucrats in Washington. If it were just bureaucrats, he could win. But he is also fighting all the forces of evil. And that can put you in a tailspin. See, when Moses was in the battle with Amalek, as Moses held up his hands, Israel prevailed in the war. And when he let them down, Amalek prevailed. Moses got so tired he couldn't hold them up anymore. So Aaron and Hur held up his hands, one on one side and one on the other. And Israel prevailed in this battle. Aaron shared the load to support his brother. See, God stepped in and provided aid in the battle. And see, this is a lesson in dependence upon Him. For the Lord your God will fight for you. Without Him, things look really dim. And we're going to have to hold up our president's hands. He cannot win this battle alone. And God has promised to fight for us. And God has written this in stone. See, God created us to live as a free people, not to be under a lot of heavy regulation, too many taxes and burdensome restrictions, and too high a cost to get an education. See, we have many, many issues to fix in our country so that God can bless us again. Remember, this is spiritual, it's not political. Blocks to our blessings comes from our sin. And we need 1 million+ prayer warriors to hold up our president's hands every day. And our prayers will move the heart of God. God will fight for us as we walk His way. And we need 2 or 3 more Supreme Court justices and right some wrongs of the court from the past. We must stop killing our babies in the womb. If we don't, our country cannot last. And there are other wrongs that we need to right. I'm not going to list them all. But prayer warriors, you can make it happen. We need all who've been redeemed from the fall. So you take some time each day to pray. You'll be amazed at the difference you can make. And together we can take our country back. But your very freedom is at stake. And it will be an encouragement to believers to see what changes God will make in our land. And God will also bless you personally as you once again take God by the hand. But we can no longer be apathetic. God is a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. And God is faithful to do His part. Today is the day to begin. The scriptures on that with Moses was Exodus 17, verses 11 and 12, where it talked about Aaron and Hur holding up his hands. And then God has also promised to fight for us, and there's several verses in the Bible about that. A couple of them is Deuteronomy 3:22 and Exodus 14:14. But God will fight for us when we get on His side and begin to lift up our prayers to Him. We'll close with this poem.